Ah, yes, the game that everybody loves to hate because of lag compensation, Black Ops 2. But what's going on, guys, in the works? And yes, we were playing some Black Ops 2 on the PC as I start this life off with a pretty casual triple nade to save the B flag there. But we're going to be looking at what I consider one of the best, if not the best, assault rifle in Black Ops 2. And you know, a lot of people like to make videos declaring insert blank weapon is the best in the game, and I try to avoid that as a general rule. But I've seen a lot of people out there say that there's no good assault rifles in the game, that the assault rifles in the games just aren't really able to compete with the SMGs. And I think as the game's been out longer and people start to discover, you know, what weapons work in what situations, we're starting to see more assault rifles. You know, not everybody uses the SMGs. Now, are the SMGs probably the best class of weapon? Yeah, no doubt about that. Good accuracy, good hip fire, good rates of fire make it pretty hard to pass up an SMG. But in some situations you do want to use an assault rifle. You know, you want to mix your games up. And the assault rifles have more range than the SMGs. They don't have as much drop off, which means it's going to be a faster kill at longer ranges. But the situations really are different with assault rifles. I find that there's very few situations where you would benefit more from having an assault rifle, and that's where the M8A1 comes into play. In my opinion, this is the best assault rifle. It's better than the Type 25, it's better than the FAL, SMR, fully auto. I think this is way more versatile than all those weapons, and the reason behind that is it has a good rate of fire when you put the select fire on it. Now, they did patch it very recently. I think the only thing they really changed was to make it less lethal up close, and I shouldn't have died there. That stupid bouncing Betty. I knew that thing was there. I didn't think that, you know, I was waiting for a scavenger pack so I could hack it. I guess I would have died either way. But anyways, they changed it so that it wasn't so lethal within short range. But it's not really a big deal, because when you don't use this on fully auto, it is a 4-round burst. It is not a 3 or a 2-round burst. It is a 4-round burst. And oh, look, another bouncing Betty kill. And that is post-patch, so that is the post-patch bouncing Betty, still as lethal as ever. But the burst fire option is very useful on this, you know, the 4-round burst versus the fully auto. I was using fully auto there with the select fire, but the burst is a very attractive choice, and I think that's what plays into the versatility of this weapon. On a lot of these maps where there's longer lines of sight, you want the burst fire. I think the burst fire works much better. I think Carrier here is a good example of some very long lines of sight, especially all these things where you can poke your head over and you really have to be accurate to get them. And obviously the burst is going to work better in that situation than if you were to have it on, let's say, fully auto. But that is the next thing that we need to talk about. The one big disadvantage to the M8A1, or the XM8, whatever you would like to call it, is the fact that it only has a 1x multiplier for headshots. So it basically means headshots are worth exactly the same as upper body shots. And that's kind of strange to me. You know, Call of Duty's always been about headshot multipliers, and if the headshot with this thing doesn't have actual multiplier, there's really no incentive to aim for the head. So in most scenarios, unless they're, you know, got their little head poking over a wall, you want to go for body shots, because your body shots will get more bullets on target. You know, being a 4-round burst, if you could get all 4 of your bullets on target, you can usually drop them in one, because this does do 35 damage. It drops off though to a 24 damage weapon, so you will have to burst them at minimum at the extreme ranges. So once you hit that 24 damage, you're looking at a 2-burst kill, period. There's no way to get a 1-burst kill unless they've already been hurt, because there's no headshot multiplier. So even if you get all 4 bullets on target, you're still going to be looking at a 2-burst. But I find that not to be a big deal, especially at longer ranges. The time between bursts on this particular weapon is pretty short, so you can usually get on target, get those 2 bursts in before they can even really consider starting shooting back at you. Now, if they're shooting back at you and the view kit comes into play, that's where toughness might actually benefit a burst weapon. And ooh, look at that wallbang right there. I knew he was running through there, and I was just hoping that I could get lucky and shoot him through the wall on his way to the flag, but unfortunately his buddy ended up capping it for him. But that was a pretty good play. I'm patting myself on the back for that one. But yeah, the burst fire option is very useful. I find it to make this weapon a lot more versatile. The fact that if you can have that select fire on there, and you can have fully auto when you get in close, you can have fully auto when you think that it's going to be more effective, but then switch it to the burst fire at the longer ranges. I mean, look at this map Carrier here, and if I'm looking towards their spawn over there where they're kind of poking their heads out of around those corners, it's a lot easier to pick them off. It's a lot easier to kind of control your fire, and that's why I do like the burst option, even though I think that this is probably one of the best fully auto weapons in the game. So if you haven't tried this one out, if you've been a doubter of the assault rifles in this game, try this out. I'm promising you guys, this is the best assault rifle in the game. Don't let people fool you. You know, a lot of people like the Type 95, a lot of people like the AN94. I think this thing poops all over both of those guns. I mean, granted, this is a lot of personal opinion, and your playstyle will play into a lot of that, but I feel like this gives you the option to play really aggressive with fully auto, and it gives you the option to kind of lay back and play some defense on maybe some objectives with the burst fire at longer ranges. So it's really up to you. Depending on the map, the game mode, the situation you're going to be on, it's nice to have the ability to cycle through two very viable fire modes on a weapon, and I think that's what makes this such an attractive choice. So hopefully you guys did learn a thing or two about the M8A1. It is my favorite assault rifle in the game, and I am declaring it the in the works best assault rifle in Black Ops 2. And I know I don't like to have titles like that, but I think this is one of the few weapons that deserves it, as you see me get the bomb kill there to end the round. But if you guys missed any of my other videos, now's a chance to catch up. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.